Welcome to another video in my playthrough series of Absolute War by Karl Paredes. This is the end of the Russian second turn. Unlike what I said at the beginning of it, I didn't actually go ahead and attack anything because the odds were worse than I expected them to be. For instance, had I attacked this 2nd Panzer Division, I would have been able to attack with 1, 2, 3, 4 strength points against, well, also 4 and 1 for the terrain, which would be 5. And, so probably the odds would have been pretty bad, and then the Germans might have been able to support too, although I actually believe that they didn't have any support markers left. But the odds wouldn't have been terribly good, so I decided to play it safe and just place units on the defensive. Well, to come back to what I said in the previous video, it turns out it's an optional rule. I double checked with the designer on BoardGameGeek, and a control area that's actually contested does give a means of supply. Well, supply could be traced through it to an adjacent area. If that's where the unit is, but it's an optional rule. Well, this time I did actually play with it. However, I guess, for the learning process, I will leave it out for now. And since it's an optional rule, and also I think the Germans can use it because, well, it's a bit difficult to see, but their war status points are at 8, and the Soviets have 3, as you can see here. So this is a relatively small difference, and the Germans need to get at least 16 to win the Barbarossa scenario, which is going to be difficult because on the next turn, as you can see here, the weather is going to turn to mud, which is going to have some, movement is limited to 1. That's one of the things that comes up, and I believe the defender gets a defensive bonus, and then mobile exploitation isn't allowed. So, it will be a lot more difficult for the Germans to pull off any encirclements or any major advances or whatever. So so that's one of the reasons, I suppose, and I'm leaving out the optional rules for now. So this time I did go ahead with it, otherwise the unit would have gone out of supply. Now it's placed somewhere back in the line. I believe it was this one in Chula here to cover the southeastern approaches to Moscow. Yeah, otherwise the Germans would have put it out of supply, and which probably would have yielded them a WSP. But yeah, that's what happened on the Russian turn, so actually not that much. So let's move on to the German turn, which is turn 3, well, German turn 3 of September, August 1941, and the weather is going to be mud. Thank you for watching.